wait a few minutes and see if anybody's gonna come in. The incident topic. Where were you at on 9/11? And drop the link. If anybody wants to come up, they can. But only to tell where you were on September 11th when you heard about the Twin Towers falling. Hey, I'm doing good, doing good. And how you doing? Okay. This is gonna be talking about 9/11 and where were you at when you heard the news about the Twin Towers? Did, how did you feel? Did it make you upset? Or, me, I mean, just like it was this. Yes, I was going to do a live last night, but I couldn't get nobody to, help me. I couldn't get nobody to help me. No mods wouldn't come in, so I didn't do it. But maybe I can do it now and see if I can get anybody to come in the chat. It's nice to see you in here, though. So I'm gonna start this topic, and I went to my church last night. We used to have a 1 hour prayer, and that came up, and then I started to cry, and last night, cause my brother's a pastor, and he started talking about, asking if anybody had a testimony to give the testimony in church, and so anyway, I'm gonna wait for some more people to come in, and then can hopefully I can drop the link, and then you can come up. Some people can come up on the panel, and then we can discuss it. And only talking about 9/11. I usually do what you call um, every September rolls around. Every September rolls around, I'm usually just having moments of silence and thinking about all those people, all those people who lost their lives that day, especially the first responders, which would be firefighters and you know police and all of that. I'm gonna wait and see if I get any more people to come in the building, and please share out the stream so I can get more people in. So this will be an interesting topic. I'm gonna wait and see if I see any more people coming in. Please give me that thumbs up when you come in the building. It would help. Did I turn you blue? Look, Sean, did I turn you blue yet? Let me know if I turn you blue. Right now I can't turn you blue because I would have to wait until the live stream is over. Yeah, you was at home? Yep. I was at home, just had gotten up. I'm walking working third shift when she did. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I knew I did. Yeah, I I did too. I did too. And when when I saw this, my mom was living at the time, and my mom told me to come in there and see it because she had the news on, and she said that there's a plane a plane hit the building. So, and then when the second plane hit, and then, I started thinking about the children, and it broke my heart because I knew there was the daycare there, and when the second plane hit, I'm thinking about all those children and everything. It's so sad. And when I was at my church last night, my brother was going around and asking asking if anybody had testimony. I shared my testimony about what I felt that day. It was sad, and of course, some of the times I got mad. I I got mad, and you know, but every September rolls around, like I said, I always I always have a moment of silence. That way, I think about all the people, all the people that lost their lives, like first responders, the families who had loved ones who lost their lives during that tragic day. And not only did they go at the Twin Towers in New York, but they also hit the Pentagon. They hit the Pentagon, and then there was another plane, I think, went down in the field. And yes, I feel angry too. Yeah, uh, yep. I feel angry too myself. Now, some of the some of the scenes I saw on TV, I couldn't hardly look at it, but you know, it looked like it changed America. Uh, it was, you know, even today in church we was talking about 9/11, and it was I was going to do, excuse me, I was going to do a 9/11 this yesterday on the end, I guess the anniversary of 9/11, and so I was going to do a live then, but I thought I wasn't going to have them cover me late at night, so I decided not to do it. But it's okay now for me to do it. You know, uh, just did not know what to think. When when I saw that jet, and then I watched it online too. I watched how that plane just went right into the building. You know, it's so sad. You know, they was talking about that today. Just today, they was talking about, and I but when I heard about those children, I'm like, oh my, it broke my heart that day. Knowing that they had a daycare center there in one of those buildings, and I I just couldn't, I couldn't believe it. Get almost got the chills up and down my arm that day when saw it. I thought there's 4 people in New York. And then of course too, I was praying also too. Um, sometimes praying for the families, uh, praying for them, you know, because God will listen to your prayers, and He's always listening to prayers, answers prayers, and you know, it's, it's sad. It is sad, you know. I'm just glad I'm glad they closed the Statue of Liberty that day, so that they're having no problems there. But I'm glad that they closed that. You know, just, I just want to, excuse me, I just want to come in just a few minutes and do this live. That's and I didn't have to ask my mom what my mom thought that day. I'm sure she was sad. I'm sure my mom was pretty sad that day. Now my dad wasn't even living when the twin towers fell. My dad had already went home to be with the Lord, and so my daddy didn't know nothing about that, you know. But my brother did, and my brother was gonna fly out and see me and my mom, but I told my brother not to fly out that day. Um, I think he said he was going to fly out the next day or the day after that and come see me and my mom, you know. But it's just those those times those times were real hard, and we kind of live in hard times now. Hard times now we live in. um, some even sometimes for me it's hard. Um, Even with my mom going home to be with the Lord, use time. Use the time is real hard for me. You know, it's hard for me. Sometimes that's the reason why I'll try to paint. I'll try to do other stuff. You know, because I don't have nobody. Yes, times are hard. Yes. Um, you know, right now I had some friends, okay, but you see, sometimes when I'm, you know, by myself, it hurts because a lot of times with my brother and his wife, my sister-in-law, she works in my brother's a pastor, and then sometimes they may be going somewhere, and and they're not always around, to talk to. And so a lot of times for me, it gets pretty lonesome because I don't have a girl, and so it's real lonesome. But I can tell you this: I feel like I'm alone, but I'm not because Jesus is like next to me. He's right next to me. His father's angel, so it's always around me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Oh, thank you. Yes, thank thank you so much. Yes, you always have your YouTube friends to reach out to. Yes, yes, you are right. you you are right. Yes, I do have my YouTube friends like Real Leia Tanya, Peak Motivation. Peak Motivation. I met Peak Motivation a few years ago. Well, not a few years ago. Back in May. I met Peak Motivation for the very first time, and oh yeah, you don't have nobody either, so you know how to feel, and it's kind of hard on you. Yeah, I know how you feel. It's hard, but when I was with Peak Motivation, the Real Leia Tanya, I think I was with another one, God's Chosen Vessel. I was with her and Shirley. So we had a meet and greet. And my sister-in-law was with me that day. And so we went out to Dollar Tree and we had a fun time. Matter of fact, I was on Pink's live stream that day. She was doing a live stream from the Dollar Tree, and I was on her live stream. And that, that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that, being with Pink Motivation, seeing her for the first time, and I have it on my channel, and so yeah, I felt like, wow, this is this is pretty cool. But I did not get to meet the real Leia Tanya at the time, but hopefully soon I will be able to meet the real Leia Tanya. Uh, I think meet her would be, you know, nice and cool. You know, Real Tanya seems like she's a very nice person, and talked to her on the phone before, and she's real nice. Ah, you seen it, huh? See me, I said, see it, me and Pink at the Dollar Tree, me with that pink flamingo. Me and that pink flamingo. I still have that pink flamingo in my flower bed in the box outside. So I still have that. Yeah, that I forget how many views that one has. A lot of views. And hopefully hope it was sweet video. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was sweet video. Now hopefully I can get to 1K. Um hopefully I can get to my 1K probably by Christmas. I was hoping by my for my birthday. But my birthday's not like about 2 months away, but hopefully I can get to my 1K for Christmas. And that would be awesome. You imagine me get to 1K and then get monetized at Christmas? That would be fun. Get monetized for Christmas. Wouldn't that be, to me, that'd be an awesome present. That'd be so a cool Christmas present for me get monetized for Christmas. But it may be after Christmas before I could get monetized. But let me tell you, I'm working towards that goal. I'm working towards. I'm setting my goals. Okay, so one of my goals is to get to 1K first, and then get monetized. Um, I'm surprised Wolf is not in the building yet. If Wolf sees me on, I will let Pink Motivation know I was on, but I have problems with my cell phone, so I can't call. I can't send Pink a text and let her know that I'm on live. Pink probably come over and raid me if she knew I was live. Oh, thank you. I will. I will. Yeah, because God answers prayers. He always, he'll answer my prayers, and he listens. He hears your prayers, hear you. He answers your prayers. And God loves you, loves me. Why he sent his son Jesus into the world. He sent his son Jesus. Son Jesus died on that cross for you, for me. In November, I'm supposed to give my testimony at my church about what I saw one night. It is a powerful testimony. I gave my testimony about 2 weeks ago, I think, or maybe a day ago. I gave my testimony on live, and I think God's girl. I mean, it was a powerful word that I had, and it looked like it's just you, me, but hey, that's okay. Yes, he is. Yes, yes, yes. Now that's where my daddy is. That's where my mom is. They're both in heaven. Every time, every time I hear my brother in the talking to the congregation, if he talks about Jesus coming back, he used to say it's sooner than we think. For me, I know it's sooner than we think. And I was doing, I was sharing my faith with somebody one time. Oh, I know. I was doing a live. I was doing a live, and I had a track with me, a Bible track, and I was talking about, how how to get saved and everything like that. And I couldn't believe it. I led somebody to the Lord on my live. Oh wow. As soon as I did that, as soon as I did that, it made me feel so good. And then I went and had my own praise and worship at the time. And I don't know, maybe I did 1 hour, 2 hour live. And then I cried because, it felt so good to tell somebody that Jesus loves them. At my church, we have gospel tracts, and that's part. Yes. So, at my church, my brother had these gospel tracts, and so he was talking about, taking the tracts to a restaurant and then give that to a person, put a tip inside of it, and give it to a person. So when the fair came, and I won third place for a painting, yay! On a happy note. Okay, so on the happy note, I won third place. Yes, I won third place at a fair on a painting of a seascape painting. And this last year, I won first place on a painting at the fair. Now, when I do these paintings, the paintings have to stay at the fair for about a week. Where I am, the painting had to stay there for about a week. But the fair I did in somewhere else was the state fair, and the painting had to stay there for about 2 weeks. Wow, 2 weeks. That's a wow, congratulations on wins. Yes. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was something else, and let me tell you. Uh, yeah, it's of course, you know, now I've been doing it for quite some time. Um, I would think maybe way over 30 years, 30, 30 plus years I've been doing it. And I took classes, numerous classes. And when, oh, thank you. Yeah, they are beautiful. Yeah, see if I can turn the camera around. See that? You see that painting right there that I'm pointing at? That's the one that won third place. It's that seascape painting. And then the one up above it is the one I won last year. That one has a blue ribbon because it won first place. That one right there won third place on that one. So yes. But the fair that that I went to, so I put some gospel tracts into my pocket. Now I like to wear overalls. I like to wear these overalls. Yeah, but let me pour it out. See? So it's a good way for me to put Bible tracts down there, because that way I can unzip it, the pocket up here, pull the track out, and then give it to somebody. And so the guy, I noticed this guy a few times I've been at the fair, and so he was had the games. We were playing. I was playing the games before I played the games. I handed him a track, gospel track, and it to him, and then I won playing the balloon darts. I'm gonna tell you, those balloon darts are a lot of fun to play, especially with the bean bags. These balloon darts that I have, that I was, you know, it wasn't like the darts that you throw. These are like bean bags, and the balloons. are uh, are in wooden squares, and so you have to pop these balloons, and you have to throw the bean bags pretty hard to pop the balloons. Well, I thought that was pretty fun, so I started to play it, and I started throwing the bean bags, and I had to throw it a little bit harder. Now, one did bounce, but the other ones hit the balloons and popped the balloons, and that was a lot of fun. And then, so after I did that, then so because I was watching some shows out there at the fair, uh, the pig race is always, oh wow! If you've never been to a pig race at a fair, those are the cutest pigs to see running around the track. You know, they have a track, but they had these pigs inside of a big trailer, and then it looked like they have them in a cage. They open the cage, and the pig starts running around the track. It's the cutest thing you ever seen. So I thought it was cute. So, no, I think I have that one on my channel, and that got over like 900 views on that, which that's real good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, speaking of that, so I went out to the fair last year to play the balloon darts. Now, so one of the balloon darts I played last year was with a regular dart, like a regular. It's like a regular dart. Matter of fact, I think they had about three of them straight in a row of the balloon dart. So I was throwing the darts, the balloon dart type thing, and I missed. And so my sister-in-law was standing off, and she was filming me. And so I looked down at the booth where I was at, playing the balloon darts. I looked down at the darts, and I noticed the tip on the darts, on the middle end of the tips, was bent. And so I didn't say nothing to the man. And so I went back over and told my sister-in-law. I think those darts was bent. And she said, "You think?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah, I do. The darts was bent." And I think sometimes they do that, deliberately. They'll bend those darts or whatever. And then the man asked me if I wanted to do it again. So yeah, I said, yeah, I think so. I did it again, but I don't think I won that. But the beanbag ones are fun to do. Yes, they was cheating. Yes, yes, it was. Yeah, I couldn't believe they was cheating. You know, that's a good place. See, that's a good place for me to take Bible tracts and give it to people. Because there's a lot of lost people out there. But yeah, they were cheating me. That's what they're doing. See, my sister-in-law. Well, my sister-in-law, she has my back. Okay, so she has my back, and then yeah, I noticed they was cheating. Yeah, they was cheating. And, I thought sure I could throw the darts, and pop those balloons, but yeah, it's I don't know why they did that. And then I wanted to go in the glass house because I haven't been in a glass house in years. So they had these glass house, set up, and my sister-in-law didn't want to go in there. And so I started looking at it, and then I saw someone wiping down something. I'm like, I'm not going, because I wanted to go in there. What I wanted to do is go in there and film. I was going to film that and everything. So they had a glass house at the fair this year. And I wanted to go into the glass house and take, and film it and have it for you guys. And then it was a two story glass house with a slide. I'm like, oh, I don't know. So I started looking at it, and then I started thinking like a two-story glass house. Now, if it's moving the stairs, I'm gonna have a problem if it's moving stairs because due to uh, because I injured my knee several years ago, and I fell on my knee, and my knee bent all the way back towards where my back was, and then so waited and went to the doctors years later and found out I have a little bit of arthritis. So I have a little bit of arthritis and tendonitis mixed in together. And because my mom had rheumatism arthritis. So it kind of follows, I guess, in the family. But yeah, I looked at the looked at these stairs. Now some offended, and then I saw them like, wow, I like to see that. So they have these small steps where you climb up to the next level, get up there, and at the glass house. I thought, wait, hey, that'd be a lot of fun, to climb up to the glass house, climb up there until I saw the slide. I thought, I don't know, I don't know if I can get on the slide. I don't know if this is maybe kids, because I only saw adults going there. So yeah, I saw some adults going there and everything. I'm like, well, and then those ride through things. I don't want to ride through those much because I don't know how it would come out. So I don't never go ride through things at all. I used to just like to walk around the fair and see some stuff out there. Mm, if you go to my channel, you'll probably see where I won third place for the painting. It's been, pretty wow. But hey, it was, inside, air conditioned. And when this fair usually comes out in August, which August is usually the hot part of summer. And so you have like June, July, and August. But this fair, I enjoy my stories. Oh, thank you. You enjoy my stories. Oh, I have a story to tell y'all. Now, if I had Pink Motivation in here or Wolf, be glad to hear the story too. But this is a this is a good story. So today at the church, I was with my sister-in-law, and today at the church, um, I was driving to a restaurant, and my brother was still at the church because he's the pastor. And so I went with my sister-in-law to a restaurant, and so at the church, they was looking on my sister-in-law's car because they thought there was a kitten, in the engine part of the car. And so I'm just sitting in the car, they had the hood up and they're checking to see if there's a kitten, in this car. But they couldn't find one. And so then me and my sister-in-law we went uh, to the restaurant. Of course, I had a Bible tract. And so we got to the restaurant. And so they brought the food out. And then something happened. There was a kitten. And the workers started to flag my sister-in-law down And as they flag her down, so the one of the workers picked up the kitten, and that was on. It was in the car behind the engine part, and not one, but not. It was several kittens, about 5 kittens altogether. And then there was one. my sister-in-law asked me to hold the kittens. She had a blanket like, so she had to try to hold. I had to hold the blanket just right, and so that way, the kittens wouldn't crawl out with the blanket, you know. And so I hold it and everything, and then there was another kitten, and this kitten was caught up under up underneath the engine, like right where the tires would turn. And so the owners of this restaurant started coming out, and one of the owners said, "Why don't we just call the fire department and have them come out, come out and get the kittens out of the car for you, because I just stayed inside, much I could do. So I just stayed, just staying in the car, just watching this whole thing, and so they worked, and then they got the kitten out, and then something good happened. You heard the story about when Jesus fed the 5,000, 4,000, 5,000, and had it multiplied. Well, my brother was telling the story today in church, but the kittens were something. So all the workers at the restaurant get all the kittens. Yes, and they're just small kittens too. I mean, they're the small, little black kittens. Came, their eyes open. The kittens are the same. And so the mama cat put the kittens in the cart. The mama cat put the kittens, I guess, up in the engine some kind of way, around the tires. And I thought she was going, come back with kittens, But the mama cat wondering now where all the kittens are at. All the kittens are going to have good homes. The nice, good homes. That's what all the kittens are at now. But yeah, it was something else to see the kittens, get good homes. Eh, I mean, that was something else. you know, on telling these stories, um, I'm good. They got good home. Yes, yeah, they did. I had to wait. Next time when pizza's on, Pete raised me next time. I have to tell her that story again, seeing believe. uh, let's see. Oh yeah. So I I watched a video last night, and I've seen this video before, and it was at a water park, and somehow this man must have one of those GoPro cameras up on his forehead, because somehow it was filming this. So this is like one of these enclosed slides. And the first time I saw this, I panicked. And the second time, I panicked. This man, yeah, yeah, yes, you will. Yes, she'll enjoy the kitten story. Yeah, you are right. Yeah, she'll enjoy the kitten story. So I was watching this video of this man. I'm sure this is some water park. I don't know where, but he was on top of one of these enclosed slides. So I felt really, I started to panic because the guy got stuck in the slide, and then he's trying, he tries to, get himself down, but then he tried to, something made him push back, start going up the slide. And then there's an opening up on top of the slide, so he just stood up, climbed out of the slide, and people down there cheering and all that. I don't know what I would panic too, probably. And then, the same thing happened to me one time. Me and my sister-in-law was at a water park. It's many years ago. We was at a water park, and I forget where it was. And so we climb up. Well, let's see. Yeah, we climb up, and this slide had like three speeds to it. It has fast, medium, and slow. So I decided to go ahead and go on, I guess, on the slow one or on the medium. I forget. It was such a long time ago. So, so I waited, and so I took my mat and put it down because I wanted to slide. Well, everything was going real good until at the end of the slide, I got stuck. And it was one of these open slides, so it wouldn't, close in and thing. And then actually I got stopped on the slide. I didn't really get stuck. I more likely to get stopped on the slide. So I don't know if there was enough water coming down the slide itself to help me, push me along. But I felt these feet, and these feet went into my back. And so I turned around. It was my sister-in-law. It was her feet that touched my back and around. She said, "What's mine?" I said, I can't go. I'm just stopped on the slide, and I didn't want to. Back then I didn't want to stand up on this thing because I didn't want to fall, and hurt myself. And so I think I just push it with my hands, and then when I get to the end of the slide, they just stood up. But and then on I remember another time, excuse me. I remember another time. I told this story before now. I'll tell it again. um, Me and my sister-in-law went to a water park. Excuse me. When my mom was still living, and so it was a nice park, and it wasn't too crowded that day. Some people heard this story, and some of you have not. If you haven't, I'm gonna tell the story again. Um, so anyway, so we was up. I was at the park, and anyway, I was there, and I don't know what happened. There's a big water slide, big one, and so I was wanting to go down the slide, but I couldn't do it. The lines are too long, and couldn't go. Then they had the one they called the Lazy River. And if you've never been on the Lazy River, it's a lot of fun. But something happened that day. Now, what I'm about to tell you is a true story, and it happened to me. So I walked around. You have to have an inner tube to ride on this ride, or you can just walk around. But I didn't really want to walk around the pool itself. So I decided I want to float on the lazy river. And so we was so I went around the park and I saw uh, I saw an inner tube. And the inner tube was laying on the concrete in the park. And so anyway, as the inner tube was on the park. Oh, you did hear the story. Okay. Oh, okay. See, I forgot. Thanks. Thanks for reminding me. I forgot all about it. I was told this one already. All right. Thank you. I'll tell you what. You know, we got three people. Ooh, that's good. Three people watching. Good. Yeah. I'm glad there's three people watching. Mm-hmm. Share out the live stream and see if we can get more people. Now, I'm going to be doing some more teaching and painting videos, but right now I'm waiting for some supplies to come in so that way I can be doing some more teaching and painting videos. Speaking of that, the church where I go to is doing what you call a fall festival, and I'm going to be painting and doing a live painting demo. That means I'm gonna have a live audience. You hear this, you heard this story, you heard this stuff a lot of times on TV shows, like old TV shows. They'll say tape in a live studio audience. Well, it's gonna be the same thing with me. Uh, it's gonna be live, and I'm gonna be doing this at the church. And hopefully I can go live that day if I can. That's my goal, to go live if I can. And if I go live, that'd be awesome because there'll be a live crowd out there watching me. And hopefully I can go live. I'll just have to wait and see. There's a guy at my church that helped, you know, would help me uh, to go live that day. But yeah. Um, so anyway, yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing. It's I'm gonna be doing demonstrations. One of the things I like to do a lot of times, it would be fun. Yes, because I'll need some mods though. If I go live that night, and it would be October 31st. I don't know what time yet because they haven't figured out all the details yet, but I'll let y'all know more and more about it when the time approaches. But it'll be on October 31st called Fall Fest, and I'll be doing painting live demo uh, class out there, which will be a lot of fun to do. And you know, that's one of the things that I would like to do is, I'll, I'll help, I'll help a mod if I'm on. I'll help mod if I'm on. Okay, good. Thank you. Yeah, that's one of the things, I like to do. Okay, because God gives us the talents, and that's one of the talent that He gave me is doing art, painting. You know, and then He gives you gifts and stuff. And one of the gifts He gave me is the gift of prayer, and I pray all the time because I'm also a praying deacon at the church. And then so that'd be awesome. But that's what I do. Yeah. I think I'll tell you the story about the remote control plane. No, I used to fly remote control planes because I used to be in a club, flying, in a flying club. I used to be in one. And then it was a lot of fun. And I can show y'all exactly what I had on. Okay. So this is the club I used to belong to. Okay. It was the remote control planes. And so I had an airplane, and this airplane I had, and for me to be in the club, I had to have an airplane. I had to have a plane so I could be in the club. And so I got me an airplane, and one day I had to go to a hobby shop to, I don't know, I don't know, to get something or what. But I told this person, I said, I have a plane and I'm in the club. I'm in the flying club. She said, what kind of plane do you have? I said, it's a Cox. She said, oh, that's a good plane to fly with. So, so I went out to the field, and these fields, they set you up with a instructor. Okay? So they set you up with an instructor, and then they teach you how to fly these remote control planes. And so, oh me, what happened next? You know, I thought this would never happen with a remote control plane, but it did. So me and my instructor was out in this field, and this field was then was like a big field, like where they keep cows on, And so anyway, there was not me, but there was other people out there flying remote control planes that day. And so I was I was out there and flying mine and noticed that things started getting out of control. And so the uh, the instructor said, he said, give me your receiver. And the receiver has like some what they call sticks, and they move. You can move the sticks up and down, right and left. So that way you can turn the plane, or you can, do aerobatics with it. So my plane started getting out of control, and it's way up there. It's pretty high up there, and right next to the right next to the field was a military base. Okay, so it was a military base right next to where we flying the planes. Now, the military base would get on to some of those men, because they're flying remote control planes when the jets would be flying overhead. And then it's just so funny. So anyway, there was a lot of people there that day. My mom would used to just drop me off, and then I would, go out there to the field and fly for a couple of hours and let the instructor teach me, show me some things. And so, so the plane started to dive. And when you started to dive, you never seen so many people run in your life. These people started to run, and then they started to get away. And then some people got into the cars, and the other people got into a building. And it's me and the instructor was out there. And so then there were some cars parked behind us, and the plane hit somebody's car, and then the instructor brought the plane back to me, and my mom pulls up in her car, and she said, "Are you ready to go, son?" And that's when the instructor walked him out. So the instructor brought the plane back, but all the plane was gone. There was no more wings. There was no more propellers. There was no more. Uh, there's hardly no landing gears left. And then there's no tails on the plane. And then he just looking at the plane. I was two. And when he looked at the plane, he said, "Son," he said, "this is all that's left of your airplane." He said, "The instructors, yeah." And then he said, "Who told you this was a good airplane?" I said, "A lady did at the hobby store." He said, "Well, what kind of plane is this?" I said, "It's a Cox." He said, "Oh, no, 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 He said, "No, that," he said, "that is the worst kind that you can ever get." So, so I saved it, saved up some money, and then me and my mom, we brought me another airplane, and then, I started going out to the field and flying that one, had a lot of fun, and it was a lot of fun, being in that group, being in that club, flying remote control planes, because I used to do some things with these men. And one time I had to go to a mall because they wanted me to be in the mall. The club did. They wanted me to be in the mall with them. So I said yes. And they said, "Well," they said, "you're going to be our security guard." I said, "Uh-oh, I never been a security guard before." He said, "Well," he said, "you're going to be our security guard." And he said, "What I want you to do is I want you to make sure that no one touches these airplanes." Now, these airplanes, they spend a lot of money, fixing them up and everything. So they don't want like little kids come around touching the propeller, making it break or whatever. So this little boy and his mom, I don't know who else this was, come around, and those men was on the other side of the table, and I was on one side of the table. And so the little kid started doing something to the propeller. And I said, "No, no." I said, "Don't do that." The kid's mom got all over me. She just jumped all over me. And I said, "Hey," I said, "Well," I said, "I tell you what," I said, I said, "they really don't want anybody touching these airplanes." And then she said, "Well, you don't tell her that. I'm the kid's mother." I said, "No, wait a minute, ma'am." I said, wait a minute. I said, wait a minute, ma'am." I said, "I didn't, I'm just doing what the club tells me to do." I said, "If you got any questions," I said, "you need to go there and talk to those owners who owns these remote control planes, because they keep them up, they keep them up real nice and everything." Yes, yes, they do cost a lot. Yeah, you are right. They do cuss a lot. So I got so scared that day. So I told one of the guys in the club, and I said, "I'll be right back. I just got to go use the bathroom." I got scared. Oh, that day I ran into the bathroom, and then I thought, well, I'll just go in the bathroom for a few minutes, and then I, like, what if that lady's husband comes in the bathroom, punches me, and then what I'm gonna do, you know? And then I got so scared, and then I come out of the bathroom. I come out of the bathroom that day, and then one of the guys said, "You okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm okay." He said, "What took you so long?" I said, "I got a little scared, and got scared because I thought that guy was going to punch me. I thought that lady's husband, going to one of them punch me, And then, I would have to get security and all that, and I didn't want to do that. But thankfully, she did not. I said those planes cost a lot. Yes. Yeah, I saw one in a catalog. So I keep an old catalog of these remote control planes, and yes, they do cost a lot. Yes, yes, they cost a lot of money, a lot of money. Yeah, I don't know exactly just how much, but some of them cost. Oh wow, you got. I would have got scared of getting punched too. Yeah, yeah, me too. You know, back then, my mom wouldn't send me nowhere to get up. She didn't send me nowhere to get into a fight. My mama had never raised me to get into a fight before. But anyway, it's only been on for about an hour. That's good. So anyway, one of the things I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream, and then hopefully I can come. I don't know when my next stream is. Next, no fun getting punched. No, no, it's. Excuse me. I guess I got a tickle. I got a lot of sinus issues and stuff. A lot of sinus problems and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, yeah. There's no reason getting punched. Okay. Um, thank you for sharing your story, Mark. Oh, you're welcome. You are welcome. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and end this stream, so maybe I can go live tomorrow if Pete goes live. I'll go live then. Think what I'll do, but I'll go live. Okay. Hey, thanks for coming in, and it's just only you and me today, but it's okay. It's okay. If you have any prayer requests, just put them in the comments below, and then when I have my quiet time with the Father, then I'll pray for you. God bless. You too. Thanks for coming in. Yes, thanks for coming in and watching the chat and everything. Because I used to pray before I come up here. See you next time. Yes, see you next time. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a nice afternoon. Bye now.